All right. Welcome to the sideboard. My name's Eric, and today we're playing another of Dev's decks. We've got Mono Blue Efficiency, and this deck looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It is a casual deck, so we're not, going to be expecting some, amazing power plays or anything like that. But we are expecting to, really put up a good fight and for better or worse, have a lot of fun with the deck. And if we get lucky, maybe just surprise some opponents and take a couple wins here. So let's take a look at the deck. And I'll just go through the quick deck tech here. If you want to see the full deck tech, please check out Dev. He has the full deck tech, and I think the card is up in the information box in the top right hand corner. That'll take you to the actual deck tech. But the only change I have made to the deck was the additional Inventor's Fair. It wasn't really expensive, and I think when we pulled up the deck, hold on 1 minute. When we pulled up the deck list, let's see here, it ended up being $1.98 online. So this is a 2-ticket deck. They do remove all the basic lands, but a 2-ticket deck. So hopefully we can steal a couple wins with 2-tick blue, if you will. Let's talk about the deck. We have 22 lands, and 2 of those are Inventor's Fairs. We have a bunch of 1-drop artifacts, which is going to be really good. I guess we should talk about the marquee card of the deck here with Efficient Construction. I have mispronounced the name of this card for the past 2 days, ever since Dev brought this back to light and we were playing with the modules and things like that. But Efficient Construction is the card here. It's a 4-mana enchantment that doesn't add anything to the battlefield once you play it. However, if you can play an artifact after you play it, you instantly start getting Thopters. For every artifact you cast, you get a Thopter. And you'll notice that most of the deck is artifacts or ways to get artifacts here with Reverse Engineer. And we're just going to cast artifacts, make Thopters, cast artifacts, make Thopters. And having a 1-mana artifact in your hand after you play the Efficient Construction is going to be very clutch. So Merchant's Dockhand, great 1-mana artifact. This is going to allow us to really look for more and more cards. The farther we get into the late game, this is going to keep our hand full, or at least keep us adding to the board. Cat Collar, welcome to the stream here. Let's see. Looking at the other 1-mana artifacts, we have Pacification Ray. Pacification Ray is a 1-mana artifact that you can pay 2 and tap it, and tap target artifact or creature. Now this is going to be really good for tapping down like Hazards and things like that. And a lot of times we'll just have to set 2 mana aside and just say this has to deal with Hazard or we die, unless we can get some Thopter blockers up or something like that. And then we have Renegade Map, the honorary land, but yet Thopter producer. So really good card, and it's another reason we can run so few lands, because if we do get choked on lands, we can always just crack a Renegade Map. Think of it as the Attune with Aether. I know you guys are going to kill me for that one, but Attune with Aether Attune with Aether in an artifact deck. If you've seen the Marionette Master decks, and even a lot of the tokens decks run Renegade Map, just because of how good it is at being a land, triggering Revolt, being an artifact, just all of those things. Now, 2-mana artifacts, we've got Consulate Skygate, and this is just another way to allow us to continue living. And Dev made that very important in his deck tech, that we needed to continue living. And then Prophetic Prism, I would say to help smooth out our land, or our mana, but we're a monocolored deck, so clearly just to draw cards. It is an artifact. We cast an artifact, draw a card, and we can go from there. So 4 and 4 on those, and then Essence Scatter is our 2-mana counter spell. Now Essence Scatter gives us a really good answer to teamer energy strategies. A lot of times, if you can counter their 2 mana creature or their 3 mana creature or both, then at that point you've really put yourself ahead at building your board state, and you haven't gotten so far behind that you can't come back. And that's kind of what we are. We're an engine deck, so we need to get that engine online, so we're going to have to protect ourselves in the early game with these counter spells like Essence Scatter and Metallic Rebuke. Now, Metallic Rebuke is really beautiful card for a counter in these decks, because one of the problems with playing decks that require an engine and playing counters in an engine deck is that you can't really keep your mana open to. No, I actually did not pull any upgrades. I thought about grabbing some metallic mimics, but Manatraders is so easy to just pull cards from. So if you guys come up with some really good upgrades or something mid game here, we'll pull those for game 3. Metallic Rebuke here, again, we can play our cards, which will make use of our mana, leaving only one blue mana open and still being able to cast Metallic Rebuke. Now that is just really uncommon in a lot of control decks. They're not allowed to actually play their engine cards, so that's why a lot of control decks just have a couple good finishers. Now on the 3 mana curve, we do have 2 Chief of the Foundry. I really like this card, especially when you're making Thopters, but I don't know how well this is with almost no other artifact creatures in the deck. I mean, we do get a 1/4 or 1/5 Skygate and a 2/3 Merchant Dockhand. Also, it is something that should be mentioned that a 1/2 is great at blocking Bomat Couriers on turn 1. So this Merchant Dockhand is better than it looks. Mirage Mirror in our 3 mana. Okay, so we can copy any of our stuff. We can copy an Efficient Construct, but we can also threaten to copy their most dangerous creature when they go to swing in. And I think that is one of the more important parts of Mirage Mirror, because we can copy their huge dude, and copying our Efficient Construct on our turn doesn't tap it, so we can then pay 2 mana on their turn to copy a dude in combat. We copy their biggest guy, block their small guy while we chump their biggest dude, things like that. So it makes them attacking into a Mirage Mirror a little bit difficult, and I'm really looking forward to playing with Mirage Mirror in Standard. I have yet to actually sleeve this up either online in the proverbial or in paper, but the card looks insane, and I expect it to be like a Commander staple. So we've already spoken about these 2 cards. We will look at the sideboard a little bit. We do have a little tech here. Aether Meltdown, just a good way to stop that early interaction. Stop the vehicles, stop Hazard. Hazard's not so much of a threat when all of a sudden he's got 1 power. So I mean, we can block him with Dock Hands at that point. Then we have Crook of Condemnation. That is a really good card against the God Pharaoh's Gift decks. I find myself bringing this in against red deck. I find myself bringing it in against just a lot of decks in the format. So Crook is really good. Even the cycling decks, this can be really good against. Deadlock Trap, kind of like another Pacification Ray, but different, I guess. You can actually tap target creature or planeswalker, and its activated abilities can't be activated this turn. So if there's anything that has to be activated at sorcerer speed, like a planeswalker, you do that in their upkeep, then they can't activate. And then Hope of Girper, this is just a really cool little 1-drop that if you're playing against control and there's that turn you need to land some cards, you can throw down your Hope of Girper, get in there for 1, sack it, and then play whatever you need to play. And then we do have River's Rebuke here in the sideboard. Here, let me fix this. We have River's Rebuke here in the sideboard, and I know a lot of you really like River's Rebuke. I like the card. It's really good. And when we're trying to set up all of these artifacts, River's Rebuke is going to come in handy. We're going to need to at least stall them out to reset them. And then we have our last copy of Metallic Rebuke and a couple negates to round out our control package. Other than that, that's the deck. 2 tickets online, about $10 in paper. I think in paper you have to remove one of these inventors fairs, or you end up at like 11.25 or something like that when I tried to put it together. But other than that, really cheap deck. Let's get right into it. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to really get through that entire opening before I started on chat there. Fifth Moon, Drake, Crewfix, the Markazard, Alex, everyone else. Thank you very much. Cat Collar, thank you, Justin, all for joining us. Treasure Map, I don't know why Treasure Map wasn't in the deck. Treasure Map seems like it would be an auto include, right? Okay, so we're going to pull up the mono blue. Hey, we've got somebody waiting. We will, Bob left right before we could get there. Jamie, welcome to the stream. I want to say welcome to the sideboard, welcome to the stream. I'm still very new at this. No, I do not know Dev personally. I am a fan. You know his intro, your favorite Magic Channel's favorite Magic Channel. Well, he's my favorite Magic Channel, and we won the dice roll, so we'll go first. We have counter. We have a 1-drop. I think we keep this. But yeah, I I don't know Dev. Dev has just been really kind and let me stream his decks. He's never said anything negative about us streaming the decks. When we ask, he replied in chat. In the comments, to go for it, to stream them. And he's even give a couple, positive feedbacks on a few of the decks. Now, granted, I don't always agree with, Dev's deck, but how many times have you ever built a deck, handed it to your buddy, and your buddy looked at it and went, "It's perfect"? Nah, that don't happen. All right, so let's go ahead and play this out. We'll pass the turn. We'll set on Essence Scatter for the next turn, and if it's non-creature, we could even counter it with a Metallic Rebuke. Although, I actually think we're probably going to get in here. Ooh, wow, that's nice. Yeah, we'll go ahead and attack. I don't see any reason that we would want to keep up the Metallic Rebuke. I do want to counter like Lone Tusk Cub or, yeah, Servant. We'll counter that. And then if we can counter Rogue Refiner next turn, that'll be good for us. Unfortunately, we can't really play out our hand unless we do not attack. And I think early chip damage might be important. But I really want to guarantee that I have my land next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and play that Renegade map. Plus creatures, especially if they board wipe. Let's see. You did get here on time, VIP link. We are going to counter the Long Tusk Cub. And then next turn we will play our efficiency, which we're kind of already doing here. And now there's no point in not getting in. So he can Rogue Refiner, he can do quite a few things. Let's see. Lloyd, Radil, welcome to the stream, or welcome to chat. Okay, so he's got a lot of. We're going to yield to that. He's got a lot of energy here. we just pass the... Actually, I think we swing. And then next turn we will Mirage Mirror copy efficiency. Oh, nice. So we're going to try to copy it. And maybe this will keep him from wanting to attack this turn. It did. Okay, so we will pay 1, 2. We will copy efficiency. We will 1, 2, 3. Play Mirage Mirror, get some Thopters. And we can't swing in. We should maybe swing with the 1 Thopter, but he may just have us dead here with this electrostatic pummeler. If he can larger than life or something like that on it. If he can give it trample, then we're probably just dead. Well, there's the trample. Yes, Lloyd, you have been showing up. And you know what? I slipped one in on you midday today. So there it is, 40-40. Wow. Let's let him get his hit in. No point in blocking. All right. So trample from Pummeler, he just got a great start there. So if we're going to beat this Pummeler deck, -0 doubled is still 0. I think this is a good card to play against the Pummeler deck. I know Essence Scatter is. I know now that I actually have to scatter only Hydras and Pummelers. So let's actually get rid of the Aether Meltdowns. I like River's Rebuke, but them just being able to replay it, and we don't have instant speed. Deathlock Trap, if we could get it on the Hydra, it wouldn't be able to activate its ability after the fact. How come you guys can't see the bottom of chat? Hey, let's fix that. There we go. I think Deadlock Trap is going to have to come in over a Pacification Ray or 2. And then we're just going to have to play a... This is actually really good against Cub. We just don't have removal. This is good against Cub, I guess. We have to have removal for Cub. So let's get rid of the Chiefs. We're going long game here. We'll drop a mirror. Mirror is not exactly great against cards that get bigger after they're produced, like Cub and things like that. And I think that's going to be all we can drop here. Maybe another mirror. I just don't think we're going to be able to copy anything that's of insane value. So yeah, we'll drop another mirror for this matchup. Okay, so Essence Scatter, we got some 1-drops. I like it. We're going to keep it. We're not going to worry about countering anything until turn 3. We're not worried about the Servant, unless it's a Cub. Jeez. If we play a Consulate, so there's an Attune. If he does have a Cub, that'll be horrible for us. Although that really makes me want to add to the board here. So I actually think we're going to draw a card to help get another land. And we did get one card deeper, which did get us to a land. This will give us Essence Scatter and... well, we'll just keep up Metallic Rebuke. And we can get our Consulate Skygate down. The deck wins by just factors. I assume that that is how we're supposed to win. I am still waiting on Dev to just slip a troll in on us. We're gonna let the Rogue Refiner live here. We're not necessarily worried about Rogue Refiner. It's the Hydra and the other one we're worried about, and the Pummeler. So we just get a bunch of lands. I do think we have to stop this Rogue Refiner. We can't allow him to have 6 power on the battlefield. And then here we just... do we pass the turn? We've got 5. We can leave up Essence Scatter and Metallic Rebuke. I think we play the Mirror and we'll pass the turn. I don't know how impressed I'm going to be with the Mirror here. Well, isn't that fantastic? I'm tempted to tap it down. I think we will. And he gets a Pummeler. Okay, well, that's not actually the end of the world for us. As we can pay 2 mana and tap down the Pummeler. Although this will mean that we have to set 2 mana aside. I think we'll just take this 4 damage. And we will scatter the cub. Probably. You're probably right. It probably would have been better to tap beforehand. We're gonna counter this cub as well. And that's gonna leave us digging. Alright, well we can play the Prism, we get another land. Tap X untapped artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library. Okay, so looks like we're stuck doing that this turn. However, I don't know if we can do that either. We don't have enough mana to do that and tap down the pummeler. There's another pummeler. Well, we have to tap down pummeler. And I'm going to trade the Mirage Mirror here. Oh, it has flying. Okay, well, we'll just block with this. I wish we could get an enter the battlefield from that. Yeah, he's flying. I'm sorry. Ronus. That's not good. That's guaranteed trample. Okay. I think we're just dead next turn. I'm going to go ahead and draw. Well, we can't even... Let's go... No. We'll go 3 deep here. We get construction, renegade map, and a dock hand. Well, I think we're dead on board. So this is 9, 10, 11, 12. He pumps anything, so yeah, we're dead. Okay, so we're actually gonna move this deck over to constructed open play, and we will stay in tournament practice. But I'm not saying the deck's bad or anything, but you know, it's jank. That's what we look for when we're looking for $10 budget decks, is some jank, and we're gonna see if we can make it fire off. We won the dice roll, so that's a good start. We have Essence Scatter. We've got a bunch of 2 mana. I guess. I just feel like I'm being trolled with this deck. Like a deck that just has no win con but can dirtle. Wow, just cracks an Evolving Wilds and passes turn, huh? Alright, well, we get a dock hand, we get a Consulate Skygate. I think we'll just put down the dock hand. Or no, the Skygate. No point in playing the dock hand until we can start drawing from it. And the Skygate's just better use of the mana here. Okay, so black with Aether Hubs, Glint Sleeve. Wish we had energy. Well, you can't actually copy and make use out of Glint Sleeve because you can't copy before state-based actions happen on the upkeep. Okay, well, we'll just play our mirror and pass the turn back here. Okay, so this is green-black snake or Sultai snake. Sultai energy or 4-color teamer. A lot of decks this could technically be representing right now. Glint Sleeve's so good. I hate myself for not playing that, or for playing the Mirage Mirror. Well, we're definitely going to have to add some type of finisher here, or we're going to have to produce some type of blocker. Let's go with 1, 2. Let's cancel that. We can play this and tap it. No, we cannot do that. And hopefully gaining 3 cards here will help us out. Hey, let's throw up the music. What is this, Zelda? Let's listen to Mario. Well, we get 2 renegade maps and a land. That's not exactly what we were hoping for here. I don't know. I don't know where this deck is really trying to go. Like, I'm trying to think of outs, think of cards in the deck that could begin to start a plan to fight back, and I'm coming short. Even our marquee card, or our corner piece, the construction, efficient construction, even that wouldn't help us. We'd get a couple Thopters here. Maybe it would. Especially with the mirror down, maybe it would. Alright, so we will pass back. Maybe we should have swung at Nissa, but I think we need the blockers here. I would like to double block the Glint Sleep Siphoner, but we'd lose our dock hand. Treasure Map may be really good for this deck, but even with Treasure Map, we can have more mana to play more things, and we can have energy, or sorry, not energy, but treasures that we can sack that would do nothing for us. And what are we trying to draw into? Like, is the oh, Max, hi, you slipped in on me, man, didn't see you. Is the efficient construction, is that our only win con? Like, if we can't get around efficient construction, what are we going to do? I don't know. Seems bad though. I do think we block here. I don't know. Verdurous Gearhulk was absolutely amazing, but for a little while, the format actually sped up a little bit to the point where you really couldn't value from Verdurous Gearhulk. And then, I guess I'm saying I don't know, and then I give my opinion on why I think he's not around. But yet, I think he's not around because of a braid. Once a braid got printed, we really started to see Gearhulks just fall back and back. And even Torrential Gearhulk, who used to be a main board 3 and 4 of in every control deck, any deck that called themselves control, they were playing that card. So we're going to copy that just because I want to see what happens. Yep, it's a 2/2. That's what I thought. just going to block the champion, and we'll take the 4 here. I wanted to know if we got the counters. I didn't think we did, but I had to know. Well, I mean, yeah, bad matchup's one thing, but oh, wow, what? We'll just try to counter that, or not try. We should be able to succeed here. Inventor's Fair. Okay. What one artifact? Remember I was talking about outs? What artifact do we have that would be an out for us? We can activate Mirage Mirror, and we can cast or we can search up an artifact. We can also like thin our deck 2 mana if we need. So what one artifact would help us? So we need to hit Nissa here. So let's go ahead and punch Nissa for 2. Okay, we definitely have to sacrifice our Long Tusk Cub. I mean, not our Long Tusk Cub, but our Consulate Skygate. And again, I'm still trying to think of an out. Like, what artifact in the deck? We can get any artifact. Ouch. I assume he takes the Mirage Mirror. Or no, he just takes that. I do want to see anyway what we could have went and got. Or library. There are no win cons in this deck, gentlemen. Like, I don't know if this is should be part of an engine, not a win con. So my first recommendation for this deck would be splash it with another color and give it a good value town way of winning. Alright, so we will take the Meltdowns. River's Rebuke is going to be awesome here. We're going to keep the Chiefs in. I don't think we can ever sacrifice Chiefs at this point. We can come down on a couple of the Consulate Skygates. And maybe a Renegade Map. Definitely think I want to take a mirror out. Yeah, take out 2 mirrors. And we're going to run it back like that. I mean, it can't be super budget Infinite Thopters because there are no, like, to be that you would still need to at least be Infinite Thopters. And honestly, super budget Infinite Thopters can be built for the price of Whirlers and then like $5 for the modules. But, okay, so we're just going to sit back and counter everything here. Or attempt to. And we're going to try to get our efficient construction online and see if this deck can indeed win. Common blue, 4/4 hexproof for 5 and a blue, and the big boy artifact dude can be an out in situations just like that. Okay. Bastion Inventor seems interesting. Alright, so we're gonna play our pacification ray, we're going to pass the turn, and then we're going to sit on Essence Scatter for a while. We cannot allow Long Tusk Cub, Winding Constrictor. We could allow Winding Constrictor if we knew that we had counters for everything after the fact, but no. So the 10-10 you were talking about, Max, is the MetalWork Colossus. That could go really well in that Thopters deck too, the modules deck. It might fit here. So we're just going to pass back. Wait a minute, it has improvise? We're going to look at that deck and that card in just a moment. Do we give him a turn to play something and go ahead and get a Prophetic Prism down? Nah. We just play it as cool and calm as we can. This is also on the counter list. I think we reverse engineer here. We want to hit our land drops. So if he gets something, we're going to have to pacification ray to save ourselves from it. I'm expecting kind of like hostage taker or something of that nature. No, a green in there. Nissa. Okay, we couldn't counter that anyway. That's good for us. And we get a map. We have another ray. I think here we start trying to do things, and we'll go from here. I think efficient construction fit really, really well when we just kind of threw it into the modules deck the other night. When I actually got to building the modules deck, I actually purposely left out the efficient construction because I knew I was going to be playing that deck midday, and I didn't want to really take away from this deck at all. But when we just threw it in for some test and just for fun, the card was really, really good at allowing almost a fourth piece of the module Tron. So maybe one or two of in the module deck. Maybe that's where this may end up fitting. I do think that efficient construction is a very good card in the right type of deck, and maybe modules is that deck. However, the turn you play it, you're not going to get anything out of it. And modules is already curving out 1, 2, 3. Not actually getting any value, so okay, we get another efficient construction. So here we can play efficient construction. We can, oh, he's gonna counter it. He's got a negate for that. Okay, well, we will crack that. We will get a land, and then we are going to hit Nissa for 1 here. We really need a way to draw cards. He's got a Fatal Push. Cheerios, 0 mana. Yeah, Cheerios are... I hated when Bonesaw rotated out because that kind of broke that mono blue deck that we were playing, the mono blue Aetherflux Reservoir. Got him! Got him with the Essence Scatter! Come on, artifact off the top. Just all the artifacts. There we go. We will draw a card. We hit a land. We'll play another one. Draw another card. Get a Rebuke. Play Array. Get another Thopter. And we pass the turn. So, I mean, yeah, we can just roll here, but now we're out of cards. I mean, like, we just have the 3 Thopters. This deck, this needs something paired with it. And I don't know what it is. I know when I was playing with the modules deck, I kept looking for a card that would allow me to gain life. And I think that the modules deck might actually need to go into Jeskai just for a Norner Priest, so that you can gain a life every time you produce a creature. So, Max, you're also right with the Cheerios being the name of the artifact creature. I mean, sorry, the old combo deck. It's since then it has become pretty much anything that runs a lot of 0 mana can be called Cheerios. That's how powerful that deck was. It left a legacy. We will take 2. I'm not putting that. He's got enough mana to bring it back. Reverse Engineer's not bad here. We don't need that, and we can't afford to play too many of these. 3 lands off the top. Oh yeah. That's what Daddy likes. I'm sorry. I'm tilting. Well, we'll hit Nissa for 3. Again, I really think that this deck fits well, or this card, if you wanted to build around this card, it fits really well in the modules deck. The modules deck are already playing a lot of artifacts, and they need help getting more creatures. I mean, 3 off the top, all land. I even tried to break the stream curse by making sure that all of our lands come from the same set. They were all exactly the same. The things I do, and the curse just will not let us be. Well, if we don't pull an efficiency off the top, we're in a pretty bad spot. Another land, and we have to kill Veraska. We're going to tilt if he has a Fatal Push. He did not. Alright. Dev, if you're watching and you trolled me. Oh. You're good, sir. You're good. This deck actually looked like it was going to be fun, and we were just going to make Thopters and all this. It's what I get for 2 tickets, right? Can't be that mad. It's 2 tickets. Obelisk Spider, what is this? Whoa, I've got to read this card. Oh yeah, this is the one that it deals damage. It actually puts a -1/1 counter on something, so it actually like hits for 4. This card's really, really good. There's a Hapatra deck I've been playing around with that I've been putting off because it's Jun. By the way, guys, if you're presenting Grixis decks, even though Grixis is amazing, we've got to lay off Grixis. We've done like 5 or 6 Grixis decks in the past 2 or 3 weeks, so it's time to look at some Jeskai or something like that. This, like, this is ridiculous. I mean, blocking Thopters though, blocking a lot of stuff. I forget what event it was, but I guess I could have tapped that down. I mean, technically we can tell them no on attacking. We can't swing. He just eats us. I mean, I guess we could tap him down and swing, but we want to tap him on his turn. I just didn't. I don't know. Tilted and let it go. We'll use it here. Might be a little late, but we'll definitely use it to tap him down. We'll tap all of these guys down. One, two. One, two. And 1, 2. He's gonna make this one. He's gonna fatal push our dock hand. Okay. Well, that was our chance. That was our chance, guys. Inventor's Fair. Okay. What does this get for us? We can tap it and still tap down 3 dudes. Let's go ahead and crack this. What are we getting? What could save us? Dev is the greatest troll ever. We can almost kill Nissa here if we get Chief of Foundries. He's got 0 cards in hand. It's maybe worth it. I mean, we can only tap down 1 dude, but we do get to put a lot of damage on Nissa. And the 1 card we will tap down will be oh wow, Rogue Refiner. Man, it's not what we wanted to see. Really need a way to draw cards or something like that. Well, it may not block the boat effectively, but the boat would then be a 3/3. Wow. And she's just gonna pop my chief. Oh, Varaska, you Varaska. When did 4-color like start running obelisk? Well, when all the Thopters became a thing. That's when. So we're the cause of this. Everyone playing Thopters, we're the cause of this new evolution. Honestly, I really like it. I think this card's good. And if we're evolving into a point where this card is good, ooh, reverse engineer. Come on, no lands, no whammies, no whammies. There's a dockhand, a map. We'll play the map. We'll play the dockhand. We can tap down 3 guys. We'll get in at Vraska. The part that's horrible is we can't actually... Yes, it is played in the Hapatra decks. That's what I was talking about earlier, the Jun Hapatra deck. I like the Obelisk Spider. It was actually one of the better cards in the Hapatra deck, because you could block like a Long Tusk Cub that didn't have any energy or something like that. It would do 1 damage to it, then it would get a neg 1/1 counter on it. So technically it had taken 2 damage. So the Spider is another one of those hidden gems when it comes to that. Alright, so let's start tapping some stuff down. We know we want to tap this down. And we want to tap down the Hostage Taker. And I'll just take 1 from the Obelisk Spider. I just wish Hapatra would work a little bit better. I think the deck could work. I just don't know like where we should go with it. Okay, let's undo. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Well, I think we take River's Rebuke here. We'll cast it. He'll get a whole handful of stuff that I'm pretty sure that did not just like help us, but it definitely bought us a lot of time. River's Rebuke, a way to make the game go longer. And I sure he just kills Dockhand. Yep. So, with the funny thing about the situation we're currently in, I cannot kill Vraska, period, as long as it +2s every turn. It's going to be at 1, it'll +2, go back to 1, hit it for 2. Oh. Dev trolled us with this deck. There's nothing, like, you just can't do anything with it. Oh, another land. Yay. I'm cracking the Renegade map. And Veroska, and we'll pass. It works, but it is slow to get going. Everything just kind of steamrolls it. I tried so hard to get it to work, but tried all kinds of combinations for the deck. You talking about for this deck? Or the Spider and the Hapatra decks? Because I really, really liked it, and the only time I ever got Hapatra to even play remotely smooth was when I had 4 Key of the City in the deck. And there is an argument to a low to the ground Hapatra deck, like green black, that tops out at 3. I did see it in a deck that had some pump in it and had Dream Stealer. Looked like it was a fun deck. We will tap stuff here in response since he's taking our stuff. And Kentucky, what's up, Mangle? He played our Pacification Ray. Now we'll never attack. And Glint Sleeve. So that's gonna sure this up. Even if we put the Aether Meltdown on it, it's got flash, I know, but that's not going to save us. He's at 20 and we have no hopes at starting an engine rolling here. That's the thing, it's not an engine. This deck doesn't have an engine. It has a piece. It's got the seat or the steering wheel or something, but the engine is missing. The construct card by itself is not an engine. I mean, look at this board state he's been able to amass here. Yeah, we're gonna scoop it up. Okay, so we're gonna jump. Actually, let's look at the deck, guys. Does anyone think that there is a way that you could make this remotely competitive? I get the idea of, you know, playing efficient construction and then playing a lot of artifacts, and that's all well and good, but the deck can't actually do anything. So we're definitely going to need some way to swing back. So what are we looking at? How would we make the efficient construction more combative, I guess? Michael McKee. You don't think there's a card that will help this deck? Well, maybe, maybe not. Colossus? Metalwork Colossus. Okay. So let's take a look. Metalwork. We'll have to build this and then we'll put it together here. So I just took out a Consulate Skygate. I definitely think that card comes out. So how many Metalworks do we put in? I'll put in 3 for now and we can think about it. Or actually, I'll put in 4 and then we'll think about it. Walking Ballista? Okay, so everyone who watches my stream, I want everyone to know that we don't have to worry about money. If it's a card in Standard, I rent. I do not have a real online collection. I invest in paper magic when it comes to cards. So any card that you can think of that's standard legal, we can put into this deck. So brew away, my friends, brew away. Ballista though, Ballista's a special card. I always keep a play set of ballistas. So where are we going to squeeze in Ballista? I've got 4 in here for right now. Let's take a look at this. Mirage Mirror, I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. Would Efficient Construction be viable in the Construct build? Like, so let's say we went the Constructs route, right? And what did we just do? Let's say we went the well, if we go the Constructs route, we can't really do the Metalwork Colossus. But with Walking Ballista in the deck, it really makes me want to go Mimic. Treasure Map? Okay, Treasure Map. So we need, what are we looking at? 2 treasure maps. Let's say treasure map is better than Prophetic Prism, kinda. So we'll cut it out there. Pacification Ray. Okay, so we need another way to... I'm really thinking modules here, guys. So if we put in a couple animation modules and a couple metallic mimics, what happens? Like, where do we go from there? Is animation module even worth it? 2 array? Okay, we've got 2 array here. Tribal Construct. Construct Tribal is actually, it's a lot of fun. I've got a red Pia's Revolution deck that's Tribal Construct, or Construct Tribal. And you can turn to call constructs and play metallic mimics for or play walking ballistas for free. It's pretty good. Okay, we need another really good finisher here. Like, we need a card that will finish the game, will give us something when we have nothing else. Fabrication module actually seems really good. Mechanized production. Enchant artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted artifact. Sure. We're gonna add that as the last win con here. So let's go down and check the trade binder, because I mean the wish binder here. We'll come back to where did it go? Mono Blue, where are you? It's in alphabetical order. What can I find? It's in a red box. What have I done? Alright, so we're going to add the missing cards to a wish list. Jump down here. Export those. We'll save those there. And let's get up a browser. This is how easy it is to rent cards. So if you don't have cards and you like to play different decks, you like to play you know, just crazy stuff in standard, you want to just try everything, I am like you, and I use Manatraders for that exact reason. So here, all we have to do is come back in, we'll pull up our wish list, we'll hit upload, and then it'll pull all the cards that we needed, and a bot will gather those all together. And then shortly, in game, once this is completed, we'll just get a nice little message from our friendly bot who says, hey, I've got all the cards you've asked for. And there we'll go. So, probably opt would be necessary to dig for efficiency construction. Maybe an opt, maybe some opt. I also, what's that card that when you cast Metallurgic Summonings, is that it? We have a lot of actual spells and things like that in the deck. This would be great. And see, we get our delivery bot. So he's got a couple cards for us. We'll just hold control, press A, drag those down, and bam! Cost us no tickets. We'll return them after the stream, and our time will stop. So Manatraders has a deal. Anyone who wants to post a link, anyone who joins Manatraders from that link, whoever came up with that link or whatever, will get 1% of those trades. So I post Manatraders because I get 1% of that in tickets, and then we use those tickets to play games. We use those to play leagues, everything for the stream. So when you guys actually use Manatraders, you're helping the stream out, and thank you so much for that. The more tickets we have, the more games we can play, and the less time I have to spend playing Teamer Energy getting us some points back. Okay, so we've got the deck together. Let's make sure that, yep, all the copies are here. We've got our new additions to the deck. Let's jump into our final game here. Espinoza, I wonder if that's... it can't be. Alright, so we lost the dice roll. And we get Dockhand, we get Prism, Efficient Construction. It looks as good as any hand we're going to get. So I like Pardim. I actually threw 2 copies of Pardim in my modules deck last night when I was playing it and testing it. And it was really, really good. And then I ran into that Grixis, the Grixis, it's like Grixis mid-range, however it puts a little bit more emphasis on the hostage takers and hostage takers, Gontis, and Saheeli Ra. So Grixis Thief, that's what I'm going to call it. So we get a Dockhand, we can just pass the turn here. Now, okay, so he cracks his Evolving Wilds, and we'll move on to his turn, see what kind of 2-drop he has to follow up here. But anyway, Pardim was good until I ran into that deck, and that deck ended up taking quite a few of my artifacts away. Took my Pardim, and then things just got bad from there. I would say that Hostage Taker is your worst nightmare in the modules deck. Treasure Map for the opponent. This makes me think that the opponent is a ramp deck. With that being on mine, I think we're actually going to just play the Prism. Alright, so we'll just get in for one and go from there. Okay. Naya dinosaurs? It could be. Naya dinosaurs. I actually like dinosaurs, and I think that some of the dinosaur card, you know, one of the big dude, what's his name? I can't think of his name. But the 12 mana, and it works like MetalWork Colossus, only with power. Boros Dino. I really wanted to play around the little 2 mana 2/2 flyer dinosaur. Renegade map. Unbridled growth. These are some interesting cards. So we get a pacification ray and a renegade map. We're gonna play the map here, so we can leave up the essence extraction or essence scatter. Pacification ray may be really good for us when he does eventually get some of the big stuff. Yeah, Michael, is it Dino time? Galta, that's it, Max. You're good. Max is gonna be our card dictionary here. He knows what we're talking about. So he can tap this land. Oh, okay, it just taps for any color now. But if he needs to draw a card, he can get rid of it. That's cool, I guess. Never thought about this card. Seems like it would trigger Revolt, really. So it's a Revolt deck, guys. You guys might not, even if we get to losing here, I am going to make him play this out. I'm interested in some of the cards he has in his Revolt deck, so we're going to take a look at this, and you know, we'll look at it with our brewer's mind and see if we can pick the deck apart and maybe run it back. I'm actually going to sacrifice that, grab a land, play the land, and just try to get this down. Now, him being in white, he might have a cast out. If he does, eeh. This looks really good, though. If a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, return target permanent card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, Bant Revolt. Target permanent, so he can return treasure map or renegade map or this thing that he used to draw a card. But it's only when this enters the battlefield, though. That seems bad. Well, we'll see just how bad it is, because he just did it again. And he's going to get back his card draw. Is there a way to cycle through these? Wow, Michael. You just threw an infinite combo into this deck. You need what? 2 efficient constructions to make it work? Seems okay. I think we're going to draw some cards here. We haven't taken any real damage yet, so that's not bad for us. And we can still play Pacification Ray. Okay, think your hopes and dreams are coming to fruition here. We'll see if we can pull this janky combo out of Dev's $1 deck or $2 deck. Sorry, two ticket. Nah, man, Power Rangers, I lost on me. I'm sorry. I watched them years ago, like in the 90s. And then I've stumbled across them a few times, and there's like these 40-year-old guys that play the character of, was it Bulk and Skull or whatever? Yeah, they're still there. That's creepy. Okay, so we're looking at a serious option here with these MetalWork Colossus. Okay. Alright, well, another Renegade Rallier. And I guess he just gets it back. He'll re-equip it. Return each creature card. Oh, this one. Okay, so he can start exiling his guys and then have a bunch of them enter the... Oh, wow, that seems decent. We will just take the damage here, though. Alright, so what are we looking at? We need to be able to get to free casting MetalWork Colossus. How do we get there? By casting more reverse engineers? Hey, look, we hit land. Okay, well, we'll just throw another efficient construct down. And we're definitely going to chip in for 2 points of damage here, as this is going to provide a means in which we can race. Okay, well, if we get back into Power Rangers, it definitely I'll keep that in mind. Paradox Engine. So I actually like MetalWork Colossus with Paradox Engine and a bunch of artifact dorks. Oh, wow, he's just gonna cycle it like caravan. Yeah, all of the things that make mana. we've got 6 mana, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so how do we do this? Another reverse engineer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like to cast some artifacts this turn. Looks like the only artifact we're going to be casting is Walking Ballista. I do want to keep up the pacification right here, though. One Mirage Mirror, 3 Prisms, 1 Array, and 1 Map. Didn't we take the mirrors out? We took the mirrors out. We don't have the mirrors in right now. Are you talking about just overall? Right, like they're things that just kind of they're just there, you know. Like exactly, who pays attention to a pacification ray? Like is pacification ray, is this leading up to a Metalwork Colossus Infinite Combo? So you play Metalwork for free. You get 2 Thopters. You sacrifice Metalwork and a Thopter. You get metal. We just need to put this in modules, guys. Just need to put it in modules, because then you would only need one efficient construct. So our opponent has lost connection to the game. Wow. Okay. Okay, you're talking about the modules have such big targets? So Immortal Sun does look like it's going to be good, and I've been playing around a lot with the Sunbird's Invocation decks, and I think that the Immortal Sun is going to be great in Sunbirds. Uh, like I'm just going to cast, you know, whatever. However, it's going to change the way Sunbirds work. I don't think Sunbirds actually reads the card itself, but reads the converted mana cost on the stack. So I know that when we cast like a Walking Ballista with Sunbirds, if you cast that for 8, you're gonna go 8 deep with Sunbirds. So maybe we'll have some fun with that. Immortal Sun and Sunbirds allow us to shift around our converted mana cost so that we can dig um, deeper or less with different, amounts of spells. Like one of the reasons the deck had so many 4-drops was because you cast a 4-drop after, well, you would cast let's say the red-white Sunbirds. We're waiting on our opponent to come back. He lost connection, so we're talking about other decks in Standard. But the red-white Sunbirds approach, you would cast the approach, and then it would have 6 cards on top of it. You would then cast a 4-mana spell, normally like Chandra or something, which would remove 5 cards off the top, or 4 cards off the top of it, one of which you would draw that turn, so that would make it 5. Then you would just exile the top card with your Chandra, which that deck runs like 3 or 4 of, and then the very next turn you draw an approach, which is just as fast as the blue decks, and I think Immortal Sun is going to allow us to do things like that. Mechanized production doesn't work on Walking Ballista, does it? No, unless you have a Metallic Mimic set to Constructs. So if you have a Metallic Mimic set to Constructs, then yeah, it'd work. I would actually just like to put it on a Metallic Mimic and let the Mimic copy every turn. Each one would get bigger and bigger and bigger. That would be fun. However, I don't know if that would be viable. I want to see if this infinite combo here will work. If we could just make that happen one time. He revolted from the game. He did. I told him it was on YouTube, and then he just kind of disappeared. A blue-white construct deck? That could work. What do we need to... See, personally, when we were talking about the dinosaur earlier, Galta, vehicles look like they're going to be amazing because they're going to kind of double up. You'll have something that will crew the vehicle will then be crewed, and you'll be able to count the power of the thing that crewed it and the vehicle. So man, that's going to be great. Alright guys, this was our game where we would actually get a chance to like do this weird thing that we discovered. I don't know, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Galta can be put down on 3, but how likely is that? Jeez. Turn 3 Galta. It's not even that crazy of a curve. You play what is it? Toolcraft into Heart of Kirin. That's 7. Turn 4 turn 3 you need what do you need on turn 3? You just need to add what, 3 power on 3? Heaven forbid you go Toolcraft Heart of Kirin, turn 3 Toolcraft Galta. Ugh. Yeah, but we don't want to play with old growth. That card's bad. That card is... It's really good, but it's really bad at the same time. Turn 1 is not when we want to be accelerating our opponent. So I just explained Galta on 3. Toolcraft Exemplar. Turn 2, Heart of Kirin. Turn 3, Toolcraft Exemplar. That's 1 white mana, and the other 2 would have to be green, but you could then make... You would have to play it on second main phase, but you could do it right there with just 2 Toolcrafts and a Heart of Kirin. As Toolcraft will be a 3 whatever, and he crews the heart, then that gives you 7 power, and the other Toolcraft will give you 10 power, and then you just play Galta for 2 green. Hey, our opponent's back. We're back in this. I hope I didn't mess up anything because, you know, it's been so long. He's been gone for ages. I must sacrifice to win. Is that how it's going to work? Like if I can't win like this, then we're just not winning. That's just how it's going to be. All right. Maybe we're just not winning. Although I do like the idea that we have more than just we have something to aim for here with the multiple metalwork Colossus. Well, isn't that just rude? That's what I think of your Nissa. I'll redirect. Oh wow, he's gonna keep some of his dudes. That's pretty good. I mean, if you're mainboarding board wipe and you have the ability to survive through said board wipe, now, like later he'll pay 4 and then he can just exile this or sacrifice this and he gets all of his dudes back. So at least we get to tap that thing. Right? Like, it just seems like that's pretty good. Okay, so we're not playing that Inventor's Fair. I'm horrible about doing that. We can just play a land and a treasure map. I will say this deck with the Pacification Rays has done really well at stalling to get into the late game. So, you know, kudos to Pacification Ray, as it has done really, really well in our Dirtle strategy. Wow, I just looked at the viewers. We have, I think this may be one of my record streams. So I definitely want to go ahead and say thank you to absolutely everyone that's here. He's got one, oh man, he could pay for it. I guess we make him pay for it? I guess not. I mean, there's nothing we can do here. Wow, so he just wouldn't cast, huh? And so here's the thing: if I tap that down, I can't sacrifice this Inventor's Fair. We're at 19. We're going to take a hit here. Oh, he didn't swing at us. Whoa. Where's our stop set? That is not what we wanted to happen. We had stop set. We were supposed to be able to sack Inventor's Fair and... Ooh, we're going to have to stop an upkeep here too. We'll put that on the bottom. We're going to pass back to him. We're going to try to live through one more turn. So guys, for anyone who actually likes brewing decks, I'm trying to build a little bit of a group or a community over on Facebook. Not really good with you know, making Facebook look really pretty. I think the last time I tried to make a social media, you know, page look pretty was MySpace, back when we was writing in HTML. And like, this is, we're either going to just die here or we're going to go off, and this is going to be great. So let's do this. Alright, what do we need to make this work? What is the most mana we can add to the battlefield? Is it treasure map? Oh wow, we're a horrible deck for this. So we definitely have to reconstruct the deck if we wanted to do this combo. I definitely think treasure map's what we're going to get though. And then we're going to Pacification Ray the 5/5. And from here we're trying not to die. We will take 3 here. But if this combo goes off, then we should be okay. Although it's going to be hard to get this combo off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That doesn't count towards the Colossus. 1, 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will get some Thopters. We'll get some more Thopters. And we can activate the Dockhand and cast Metallic Rebuke, I guess, or add to the treasure map. I don't think we're going to be allowed to flip this treasure map because we need the 2 mana on the battlefield. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we sack this and just go get another? Wow. All right. Well, let's see where we're at. We're not dead yet, so that 2 mana 3/1 that lets you sack an artifact. I think what is that card? Syndicate Trafficker. Yeah, wow, Max is on it. Boy, he called that one. Yeah, Syndicate Trafficker. I think you've got to pay 1 mana to do Syndicate Trafficker's ability, though. But you do get +1/+1 counters on it. Yeah, Yahini's free, but I think you can only sacrifice a creature. The Trafficker can sacrifice creatures or artifacts. And man, I could be wrong about that. So what happens here? Whenever a land enters the battlefield, he draws a card. Okay. So we'll stop a 4, we'll stop another 4, 3, and 3. And we're going to take 6. Unfortunately, we're in a position where we just can't use our mana for counters. Oh, we can use our mana to counter that. We're gonna go 1, 2. Yeah, 100% have to counter the Sandworm Convergence. Sandworm Convergence just instantly defeats us because creatures with flying can't attack. Well, that definitely hurt us on our game plan of... I guess we can activate this for 2. Oh, it's already tapped. So we'll scry. Ballista. That is an artifact, but not one that we're looking for. I think we'll keep it, and we'll gain a life. We'll draw our Ballista. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know that it's 7. So we need 2 more. Two more artifacts that cost 2. So I think one of them has to be the Prophetic Prism. We'll We'll play that, make some more blockers. Draw a card. Okay. That's getting us one step closer. And I'm just going to go ahead and cast the first MetalWork Colossus. Oh, fellas. Oh, is it happening? Is it happening? I don't know. Okay, so the question in chat was, are Dev's decks any good? So Dev's decks are a matter of perspective. Some of the decks are competitive, some of the decks are budget, some of the decks are based around an idea or a strategy that someone wanted him to try or something like that. So Dev's decks they're definitely interesting. Some of them are absolutely amazing, and I would gentlemen, we just cannot catch a break. Cannot catch a break. So he calls MetalWork Colossus. MetalWork Colossus. Well, it was cute. It's fun while it lasted. And now we die a horrible, horrible death to the cats. To the cats. So again, some of Dev's decks absolutely phenomenal, and that's the way it is. Like, if he was able to make, say, 30 decks every time a set rotates through, if he was able to make, say, 30 decks and all 30 of them were amazing, then that would be extremely weird, honestly. But it just kind of doesn't work that way. And honestly, if we get 1 out of 5 of a single brewer, now remember, when we look at Dev, we're looking at Dev in a vacuum, and if we get 1 out of 5 from a single brewer that is even remotely, decent. Actually, we're not going to tap that. We'll go here. Come on. A map? Okay, well, I'll take a map. And then we will... put that on the bottom. Put that on the bottom. Make some bodies. Make another few bodies. And again, we're just dead here. I don't think that we have an out in the deck that can get us through these Gideons. And he's at 74 life, so I am going to go ahead and scoop this game up as it's coming towards the end of our stream time here. Mr. Espinoza, if you're watching, It was a lot of fun, and I think it is absolutely phenomenal that I told our opponent that we were going to be leaving on him there. But I think it's amazing that we just kind of. I've never heard of the infinite combo with efficient construction and metalwork Colossus. So whoever came up with that in the stream, I want to commend you. That's pretty cool. It'll definitely have us brewing around it in the future. And maybe we can send this back to Dev that as we were upgrading the deck, we found an infinite combo, and maybe he can brew Metalwork Colossus. Also, I want to say that now I am re-inspired on this card in particular, as a lot of people have been asking for Metalwork Colossus decks here lately, and I think I'm going to brew around efficient construction, Metalwork Colossus, see if we can come up with like a red-blue Colossus deck. Maybe blue-green. I kind of like the idea of blue-green Colossus with, you know, I don't know, maybe flying Colossus somehow. Seems like a lot of fun anyway. Alex, thanks for subscribing. Anyone else, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back almost every night, every week here at 8 o'clock Mountain Time and stream for about 2 hours, give or take a little bit. So that was the deck. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. We'll see you next time here on the sideboard.